What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of K Cards Baseball. Thanks for joining me today or tonight, whatever the case may be at the time that you are watching this video. Hopefully you all are having a spectacular day or night. Anyways, tonight on the channel, we are going to be talking about our top pulls of the week. This was at the request of several subscribers out there that were interested in seeing a weekly recap of the top pulls that we have and the breaks that we do during the week, whether that be the regular breaks, the one or two that we do during the week, or in the short video breaks where we're just opening up either a fat pack or a single pack or whatever the case may be. So really looking forward to getting into this and showing you guys the top pulls that we had this week. And I will let you know up front, as most of you probably know, it was an absolutely outstanding week this week for ripping product on the channel. We had several really awesome hits this week, and I am really looking forward to sharing these cards with you. So without further ado, let's roll to the desk and roll into our top pulls during this week. Alrighty, guys, we are back. I did want to let you guys know up front what product that we opened up this week. On Monday, during our Monday breaks, we opened up a Celebration Mega Box of 2025 Top Series 1. And yesterday, if you watched the video from yesterday, I did do a little bit of a hanger versus Easter tin battle, and we did open one of each of those products, so one hanger box and one Easter tin. We did really well in all of the product that we opened this week. Not so great on the hanger box, it really wasn't that great. We pulled a couple of Diamantes. After I actually made the video, look at the corners on these Diamante cards. This is the Luis Rengifo Diamante, pink Diamante card, and look at that corner in the upper right. I don't know exactly what happened, but it is pretty smashed up, unfortunately. So that makes this card to be relatively worthless, and it was a problem on many of the cards from that hanger box. I'm not exactly sure what was going on. You can see these other Diamantes also have smashed up corners. Here's the Aaron Judge with a smashed up corner as well. Not sure what exactly happened there. We also did talk during the video that we made last night of our concerns with the Easter tins. As you see on these Easter tins, they aren't exactly round, they're egg shaped. So because of the slope of the side of the egg, the issue with these tins is that the cards that are inside the tins have been rubbing against the side of the tin, screwing up a lot of the corners. And as an example of that, I thought I would show you guys this. And as you can see, these cards right here all came from the Easter tin. And you can see, kind of see, if I fix my camera, that's a good shot right there. You can see that all of these corners right here are all pretty dinged up. Here's the cards that came out of the hanger box that really didn't have a major issue, but these cards that were in the tin really did. So for that reason, I would recommend to you, and it's always my job as a person that has subscribers on YouTube to let you guys know what my thoughts are. I would generally stay away from the tins because the quality of cards that you're going to get out of those tins, I think, are generally going to be pretty poor. If you watch the video that I made last night, I did show you guys a James Wood rookie card that I pulled with an absolutely smashed up corner, unfortunately. So that is the major issue with the tins. Generally stay away from them, even though I got a few really good hits out of those tins, and we're going to cover those during our top pulls of the week video. So let me know down in the comment section what you think of that. If that has been an issue with you, if you've ripped up into any of the tins, I'd be very curious to get your feedback. So without further ado, let's get into our top pulls for this week. We're going to start off with the 8-bit ballers, and this all comes out of Celebration, the Celebration boxes. And this one is a Kobe Mayo 8-bit ballers card. Even though Kobe Mayo has been sent down to the minors, I don't know that he's going to stay down there that long, but still a nice card nonetheless. We actually are pretty disappointed with the rookie class this year because not too many of the top 10 rookies actually have gotten off to a good start, and several have been sent down, including Kobe Mayo. Brooks Lee, who is the number 4 person on the list, is currently on the injured list. I'm not exactly sure when he's going to come back. Dylan Cruz has been sent down to the minors. Who knows when he's going to get called up again. I know in either his first or second game, he did have 5 plate appearances and struck out all 5 times. Not a good showing at all. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. Let's get into the rest of these cards. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go on a little bit of a rant. Jace Young, another guy that's not doing much again this spring. Hopefully he turns it around. Ben Rice, I haven't really followed him too much. I know he was, I think, DHing for the Yankees. I haven't checked out a box score in the last few days to see how he's doing, but I have him as the number 10 rookie card in the Top Series 1 set this year. Jacob Wilson, I think that he has a pretty good chance to be really good. I think he's actually gotten off to a fairly decent start this year with the A's. James Wood, again, this one came out of the Celebration box. This one isn't in too bad a shape. And then we got the Game Day drip cards that also came out of the Celebration boxes. This Paul Skeens Game Day drip, really nice suit there by Paul Skeens. This one currently on eBay is selling for, let me see, $3 on average on eBay for the Game Day drip card, as well as the Shohei Ohtani Game Day drip. This one's selling on average for about $4, $4 to $5 on this Game Day drip card. And then we roll into the power player cards. First up is James Wood. This one's selling currently on eBay on average around $3. The Bobby Witt's going for about $2. The Mookie is going for about $1. And the Shohei is generally going for around $5. So that might not be a bad idea to consider doing a little package deal on the Game Day drip and the power player cards on eBay. Throw those up for $10. That wouldn't be a bad deal. I might actually do that. And then we get into some of the other inserts that we pulled. First up is this Carl Radke card, first pitch card for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And looking at Carl Radke, because I thought, well, is he Brad Radke's son, the former pitcher for the Minnesota Twins? But it doesn't say anything about that at all. So I'm sure that that is more of a coincidence than anything else. And it says here, the Pittsburgh native who rose to prominence on the first season of the reality TV series Summer House 2017. So he's a reality TV star is what he is. I'm not really familiar with the show Summer House. I think I've seen like advertisements for it, but I can't say that I've actually sat down and watched an episode of that particular show. So I'm sure he's a pretty popular guy with the youngins, but I really don't know that much about Carl Radke. But it looks like he was honoring his brother in this particular first pitch card. Apparently his brother passed away. It doesn't say on the back of the card what he passed away of, but the mitt that he's wearing is his brother's mitt. So that is kind of interesting. We got Brooks Lee on the 90 parallel. Kind of an okay card. I threw that in there just because I'm a huge Brooks Lee fan. Really need him to come back and play well for the Minnesota Twins, who've gotten off to a really poor start so far this year. And then we got the flower cards out of that Easter tin. These flower cards are 1 in every 18 tins, so not a bad hit. I'm not exactly sure why we got 2 out of that Easter tin, but Brent Rooker, who's absolutely a stud for the A's, and Emmanuel Clase, a relief pitcher for the Cleveland Guardians. I almost said the Indians, but the Cleveland Guardians, probably the best reliever or closer in the game currently. He is. And then we got the really big hits that we had, and this is kind of fun to talk about. First up, we got the Nolan Gorman Rickwood Field patch card. This is a game used patch from the Rickwood Field game that they held in June of last year. So this is a patch actually from the uniform that Nolan Gorman wore during that particular game, which is actually kind of cool. It says here, this relic contained on this card is from a uniform worn during the 2024 MLB at Rickwood Field game. So that is really, really cool. It doesn't mean the card is immensely valuable. I think the comps on it are generally between $10 and $15. It seems like there's a lot of auto cards of this particular card out there, and it looks like in some cases the auto might be a more common pull than just the regular patch auto. The auto card in this particular set is going for about $35, but just the base regular patch card is going for about, again, $10 to $15, but kind of a fun pull. It was one in every 1,605 tins, so that is a super rare pull. Really excited to get that card. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it at this point. We'll just have to see. And then we got our two big hits that we pulled out of the celebration box, and you guys that watched that video from this past Monday know the two cards I'm talking about. The first one is this Cade Povich camo card, number 13 out of 25 on the back. A pretty awesome card. Anytime you pull a camo, even though Cade Povich isn't a major rookie by any stretch of the imagination, he's more of a minor rookie, and he is a pitcher, but still this card currently on eBay is going for somewhere around $30 to $35. Not a bad card there. Might be one in every 3,600 packs, I think, was generally the rarity of the camo card. So that was a really awesome pull. Really excited to get that card. It's in really nice shape. The corners are pretty sharp. The centering is really nice on the card. So definitely a high quality card here of Cade Povich. And the best pull that we had this week is this true image variation of the Cincinnati Reds team card with Elly De La Cruz on the card. Really excited to get this particular card. I did try and look up the CMP code from this particular card to let me know a little bit more information about this card, but I had a really difficult time trying to find the proper CMT code. I don't know if you guys have had the same issue trying to go on the Topps to look up a CMP code or on Beckett or whatever, but it was really difficult for me to find it. I just went on eBay, and generally this card is selling in raw form around $50 in general. $50 to $60. There was an outlier that sold for $100, and there was a person putting it up as on a buy it now for $132. Seems to me to be pretty unreasonable, but on the bottom end, on the floor of this card, is generally about $50, and I'm thinking the ceiling of this card is somewhere around $75 to $80. Not exactly sure, again, what I'm going to do with this card. I'm kind of a huge fan of Elly De La Cruz, and I thought this was actually a pretty decent pull. I don't know if this card, if I sent it off to get graded, would get a 10. That upper right-hand corner there seems a little bit soft to me. It's not really a glaring issue, but it definitely looks to be a little bit soft. You can see just a little bit of white showing on the back of the card in that upper corner. So not exactly sure if this card would actually grade out to be a 10. Thinking probably more or less a 9. And if it does come back in a 9, it really isn't worth paying the grading fee to get it graded. I might probably going to sell that card outright and ask on a low end, start the bidding at like $50 to $60 just to see if I get any bids on that particular card. Anyways, guys, that is what I got for you guys tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the rips that we had this week. It was really a fun week as far as ripping cards. We had been in a little bit of a dry spell, so it's nice to turn it around a little bit. Upcoming on the channel, going into next week, we do have another tin that we're going to open, and this is probably going to be the last tin that we're going to open. We have a Heritage High number blaster box to open. We'll probably do that on Monday, on the Monday video, so keep an eye out for that. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to open up a blaster box of Series 1. I have 2 blaster boxes of Series 1, so not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that at this particular point. I'm actually kind of past the point of being really excited about opening up a lot of Series 1 at this particular point, primarily on the blaster boxes, because they haven't been good at all. And then we have a couple more hanger boxes of Series 1 as well. So I'll probably do another video next week doing a rip of a hanger box and a tin, and then we'll also do the Heritage High number box for sure. And the other blaster box that I have is for the 1100 subscriber giveaway. Not exactly sure when we're going to get to the 1100 subscriber mark. The subscriber count has really slowed down quite a bit. If you're new to the channel and haven't had a chance to hit that like and subscribe, please go ahead and take care of that for me now. I'd greatly appreciate it. And the rest of you guys, be safe out there. Happy collecting, and we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.